Record-breaking running back is still a game-time decision. Murray practiced the last 2 days, but he says he knows that these last 2 games are extremely crucial, and he has a role in the wins.
I'm competitive, very competitive person, and I want to help this team out as much as I can. And I've had 2 good days, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, people deal with injuries all the time, so you got to be able to fight through the pain. And these are some important games that we got coming up, and whatever we can do to get these wins is definitely crucial and vital to what we want to do in the playoffs and try to get there. So I'm just taking it one day at a time and preparing like I always do.
Preparing like he always does. So here's a Cowboys playoff scenario. Let me walk you through it. They have not been in the playoffs since 2009. The Cowboys can win the division with a win Sunday and a Philly loss or tie, or a Philly loss and a Dallas tie. Dallas can clinch a playoff spot with a win plus a Green Bay loss or tie, or a Detroit loss or tie. Now remember, Dallas is only 3-4 at home. So Stephen A., you've heard Skip say all season long they like to play better on the road. They're undefeated on the road, as he likes to point out. Who wins this Sunday at home for the Dallas Cowboys? Will it be Dallas or will it be Colts?
Well, obviously, the Dallas Cowboys should be the favorite. There's just no question about that. The Indianapolis Colts have been a model of inconsistency, Skip. When you look at Dallas having what they have on the line, having come off this big-time victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they're rolling right now. I think it's quite pathetic that they have to lean on DeMarco Murray, broken finger and all, got to have him out there in the cast for crying out loud. But you know what? I mean, when you're used to being inept, when you're used to being at home watching the playoffs instead of being in the playoffs, desperate times call for desperate measures, and as a result, you have to look forward to that. Having said all of that, the Dallas Cowboys, again, appear to be the better team. They should win this game, Skip Bayless. But I'm not picking them. I'm rolling with the Indianapolis Colts to win this game.
Yes.
It is the billion-dollar playpen that is Jerry Jones. It is the Cowboys facing prosperity. Prosperity is at their doorstep. My argument against them is that they're allergic to prosperity, Skip Bayless, and I am of the mindset. I'm going, and I will fess up to you, Skip. I will give you kudos where it's due. I'm biting off of you on this one. The courage of my conviction, Skip, because I have repeatedly said that the Philadelphia Eagles should win the NFC East. Now, obviously, I didn't know that Foles would go down and Sanchez would have to come in, but nevertheless, those were my words. So as a result, Skip Bayless, I got one shot left, and that one shot is the Dallas Cowboys facing prosperity. Okay, being at home in the billion-dollar playpen, which you have called a neutral site, not even home court advantage, that somehow, some way, although questionable for this game, T.Y. Hilton will play. And Andrew Luck obviously is going to show up, even though he's been getting blitzed and hit entirely too much. I am of the mindset, Skip Bayless, that somehow, some way, the Dallas Cowboys will find a way to get in their own way, make the last week of the regular season far more interesting than it needs to be, put themselves in a position where they're imitating what they've done the previous 3 years, which means having their playoff lives at stake in the final regular season game. And that is the predicament that the Cowboys are going to find themselves in. I'm picking Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts to win this game only because of the courage of my convictions. I'll give it to you because I know the Cowboys are better. But I'm picking Andrew Luck and the Colts to win this game 33-30.
30? You gave me 30 points? Come on, make it. I want a 33-13.
Yeah, something.
Come on, have the courage of your conviction.
That's not being ridiculous. Stop being ridiculous.
Come on.
We know the Cowboys are better, but I'm just going. I'm going to hold on to my last hope for the Eagles possibly winning this division. The Colts have to win the game in order for me to pull it off. So I'm going with that.
That was beautifully stated, my friend. Eloquently put. To the point that Frank Caliendo, as Stephen A. or Stephen B. Smith, could not have stated that any more beautifully than the real Stephen A. You are real today, right?
No, that's not him.
Oh, that's virtual? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
Yeah.
But that Stephen A. in my television
real,
just stated. You are real. You're as real as they come. Now, back to my point of view on this game. All the points you made are extremely, frighteningly valid to me. This is going to be tough. Now we have Herman Edwards sitting here saying Indy will win this game. We have Stephen A. Smith sitting right out there saying Indy will win this game. I'm going to guess, I'm just going to guess, in a little while on this show, we will have Cowboy great Darren Woodson sit right here. And I will bet you he will pick Indy to win this game because he's already on record. He thought maybe that Dallas might have a shot at winning that game at Philly last week. He did pick it, Dallas over Philly. But he also concluded, I still think the Eagles are going to win the division. So then I have to conclude that today, Darren will come in here in about a half hour or so. No, it's about an hour, I guess. So,
top of the hour.
And say, Indy's going to win this game. Nice run, Dallas, but it's over now. And I have to admit, as you guys keep telling me, week after week after week, I am now up against a lock, first ballot Hall of Famer. In fact, he may have already been enshrined in the Hall of Fame in one Andrew Luck. How can I beat Andrew Luck with a defense that we have seen time and time again, even last week in Philly? Eminently torchable. And my best defender, Rolando McClain, godsend. Thank you, God, for Rolando McClain. Once again, Stephen A. could not practice this week because it sounds like he has a knee that needs some sort of surgical procedure. But he's toughing it up. He's gutting it out. He does not practice, but he plays pretty well. So you brought this up, and I'm going to have to drive home the point again. My defense has been exceedingly torchable at home. 3 straight losses at home because of the home field disadvantage that is the monument Jerry Jones built to himself that we affectionately call Jerry World. You say Jerry's World, I just say Jerry World. At Jerry World, the Cowboys don't feel like it's even their stadium. They feel like it belongs to the nation. It is a national destination. It is a big event stage that has, well, in fact, we're about to go down there for a whole week. Why are we going there? Because the first college playoff national championship game will be held at Jerry World.
At Jerry World.
And we already have seen a Final Four there. We saw a Super Bowl there. We saw an NBA All-Star game there. We saw, dare I say, a Manny Pacquiao fight there. we saw concerts there ranging from Jay-Z and Beyonce all the way to George Strait. Who knew? It's the national destination, which means that the visiting team always feels like it's really sort of half of their stage as well as the Dallas Cowboys stage. I don't trust my team at home, and now I don't trust DeMarco Murray to be any more than maybe 50% of himself. Seriously, what is he going to do? Can he pass block? Can he blitz pick up? Can he stiff arm anymore with his left hand the way he was so effective doing, so potent doing that? No. Will the defenders rip and slash at his broken hand? Yeah, they will. Could he fumble again? Yeah, he might. So I'm going to give him maybe 50% just because he is such a tough-minded, dedicated, disciplined, die-for-the-cause young man. I like the heck out of him. He's not great on TV.
So
I'll give you that. I like the heck out of him.
He has no future in television. But we both love him. We
love him a lot, and he will give every ounce that he has to give. But I'm not counting on him this time. And Stephen A., I look at this and I say, wait a second. The right side of my offensive line has not practiced all week. I don't have Zach Martin. I don't have Doug Free. Now, are they going to try? I assume they're going to try to play, but they are both iffy on badly sprained ankles. But now to my prediction.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have believed in my Dallas Cowboys since week 1 of this season. I said from the start, they will win the NFC East, and I am sticking hard by that. I loved what they did on Sunday night in Philadelphia, and I don't believe that game will lead to a letdown. I believe it will lead to a lift-off. I believe that Joseph Randle, the backup running back, will have an impact carrying the football in this game. I believe that little Lance Dunbar will have an impact probably catching the ball out of the backfield as much as running the football. And I believe that Tony Romo in this game will have to rely more on shorter ball control passes to Jason Witten and to Cole Beasley, moving the chains, controlling the clock and the football, and keeping the ball away from Andrew Luck. I believe Vontae Davis will have a pretty good game on Des Bryant. He will not do what he did to Bradley. Obviously, he won't. He won't go off on Vontae Davis. But in the end, I just believe in my football team, Stephen A. I'm going to do another somehow, some way here. My Cowboys figure out how to pull this one off. I'm going 27-24 Cowboys on a late Dan Bailey field goal. And this is as clutch a kicker as there is in the National Football League. Thank you, Dan Bailey. So I'm going 27-24 home team, and I put quotes around home team because this is basically a neutral site game. NFC East, here we come.
All right. Well, let me ask you this question before we end this segment, Skip Bayless. If the Dallas Cowboys win, let's just say for the sake of argument, the Dallas Cowboys win and the Eagles lose. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys win the division crown.
Yeah.
Am I going to have to wear something on Monday?
This coming Monday, if the Eagles lose, which is still possible. We're going to discuss that later.
We're going to discuss that a little later.
I'm not writing that possibility off.
I don't think you have to.
No, I just want to make sure. No, I just think about honoring my bet because I don't intend to.
You don't
because
have to.
I don't think I'll have to this week. But just in case, I want to make sure I know these things because I want America to know. I don't run from my bets like some people try to do from time to time.
Is what you're trying to say?
I don't do that.
Okay.
When have I ever run from a bet? Well, the better question is, when have I ever lost a bet on this show?
Well,
I'm pretty much undefeated.
Has he not lost a bet, Stephen A?
He loses bets behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
That's how he is.
It's real low key. No one knows about it.
He tries to hide it. He tries to. He does it in public because he hedges bets so much. We don't know what bet he's losing or winning.
Yeah.
You know. But go ahead.
All right.
You should ask Darnell Dockett or Brian Arakpo about on-air bets against me having to wear jerseys that I made them wear. Ask them both about that. Right. We go back
Didn't you lose a bet to Terrell Suggs? T-Sizzle, didn't you lose a bet to him before?
No, we didn't have a bet.
I'm going to ask him.
We had a lot of clashes, but we didn't have any bets that I can remember.
I'm going to ask him.
You have to do some research on that.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so Chuck Pagano said, while you guys have made your picks, Stephen A. is going with Colts and Skip Bayless sticking with the home team, in quotations, 27-24. Chuck Pagano said he's actually just preparing for Des Bryant because he's the one they're going to have a hard time containing. Let's move on. Cleveland at Carolina. Both quarterbacks are coming off